All right, well, let's look at how we're going to do this lab that involves the idea of specific heat. And what we're going to do is we're going to utilize specific heat to find out the amount of energy that's present inside of a chip. All right. What we're going to end up doing is we're going to end up burning a chip, and we're going to collect the energy that is given off by the chip in some water. So what I have here is I have a little device all set up, which if you notice, is basically it's a ring stand, and then I got this Erlenmeyer flask, okay? And then I've measured out 50 milliliters of water. So we're going to put 50 milliliters of water inside of here. And then once I've done that, then what I got to do is I got to find out its temperature. So I got to get its initial temperature. So I'm going to start with that, get the initial temperature, which you're going to be able to go to your data paper and it's going to show you what that initial temperature is. Okay, I'm not going to do the entire lab here. I have all the data set up for you. All right, then what we're going to do is we're going to burn today, we're going to burn a barbecue baked lay, all right? And we're going to see how this all works out. So now supposedly I found out the initial temperature, which will be on your paper and already is written down for you. Then what we got to do is now we've got to light the chip on fire. We'll say, I'm sorry, let me back up for a second. I need to go take this and find out the mass of it. And again, that is on your data sheet. So we'd find out the mass of the chip before we burn it. And then after we're going to burn it, then we're going to find out the mass of it afterwards. Right? And it gives me how much of the chip turned into a gas and went floating away. All right, so with that, then what we're going to do is we're going to light this chip on fire. I always think it's interesting to see how much chips actually burn. You don't think they will, but they do. So there's the chip starting on fire. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take this and pull it down so that we can get the flame of the chip to warm up the water. Right? And you can kind of see it burning right now. And then what we're doing at the same time is it's warming up the water, and then we would be finding out how much, look how much that thing is burning like crazy. Right? That's just one chip. And when you eat that, that amount of energy has to be given off by us. Right? We have to give that off to get rid of that energy. Otherwise, we store it away down here. Right? It's still burning like crazy. It's still warming up that water. And that's warming up that water, and we'd be able to find out that temperature that the water went up by. Right? And again, that's going to be in your data sheet online. So it's still burning. It's still burning, and I'd be still collecting that amount of energy into that water. So again, even though we're saying we're going to collect how much energy the chip is, what we're doing is we're actually measuring the energy that's gained by the water. And then we're making an assumption that the energy gained by the water is equal to the energy that's given off by the chip. Now, I will tell you it's not perfect because some of that energy, I can feel it coming off. I can feel the heat coming away from that. So I am losing some of the energy. So this is not a perfectly set up lab. There is going to be some loss of energy into the environment. So you can see the smoke coming off of it. There you can see it a little bit. So those are going to be some of our lost particles of that chip. All right, well, it's all done burning. So now I'd have to pull this out and find out what the temperature was, right? And see where it is. And again, that's on your data sheet and tells you how much the temperature went up by. Now I would take this and take it over and find out the mass of that burned chip. And that would give me the difference, how much of that chip was burnt, how much of it was turned into a gas and allowed to leave. All right. So that gives you what was going to happen if you were able to have been in school and do the lab. Unfortunately, you aren't here, so that's why I showed you what it is. All right. Now what you can do is go download the sheet that has the data on it, and you got to go through and answer all the questions. Everything is there, like as if you collected the data. What you've got to do now is do the calculations. And what we're going to find out is how much energy is in that chip, and then ultimately we're going to find out how long do you need to walk to burn off that chip. Right? Otherwise, it goes down here, and we store it away till later. So, all right, with that, we'll see you next time.